Blah 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 blah. Alright YouTube, what's going on? Coming back again with another knife review. And this time we're looking at a fixed blade, and we're going to talk about the Becker BK9. This is everyone's, well not everyone's, but one of everyone's favorite choppers, big fixed blade knives. I'm going to talk about what I like about this knife, what I don't like, and some improvements I've made to this knife. So start off, I took a BK9, stripped the coating of the blade. I'm not a big fan of the coating, it comes off really easily anyway, so I stripped it off. I did a little bit of polishing with some sandpaper to kind of give it a more, you know, like a satin finish. Then I left this part alone. That's just got, it doesn't have the coating anymore, but I haven't really sanded it. Just kind of gives it a two-tone, looks pretty cool. Sharpen this on the work sharp, giving it a convex edge. It's very, very sharp. Yes, very sharp. And one thing that I do not like about well, first of all, what I like about the BK9 is it's a beastly blade. It's a, you know, their combat Bowie, I guess they call it, shape. Everyone knows the BK9 is a good chopper, and I've got some footage chopping this knife with this knife as well that I'll probably do in another video. But really like this knife. But there's some limitations to Becker's. Becker makes some Ethan Becker designs some awesome knives, and he brings them out at a really relatively inexpensive price point. But one thing that they do kind of skimp on, in my opinion, is, and obviously K-Bar sells the knives for, and you know, Ethan Becker designs them, so they're the K-Bar Becker 9s is what they're called. But anyway, if you're on the blade forums, you know them as Becker knives, not really K-Bar. But one thing that sucks about them, honestly, is the handles. Now, ergonomically, this handle fits my hand like a glove. It's actually perfect. But the problem is these crappy Zytel handles. They're very slick, and they don't give you any kind of traction. And I notice when chopping with this knife, even though it is a good chopper, if your hand's slipping and sliding on this handle, that's not going to help. So what I've done to rectify that is I've actually taken some, this is hockey tape. You can buy it at your local sporting goods store, and I've actually just wrapped it around the handle a few times, and it makes it 10 times grippier. It's got a really nice grip now. I was going to buy my Carta scales for it, and I'm like, man, once I do that, once I got a new sheath, which is also another weak point, I'm going to have to spend as much money as getting an SE Hunglis probably, or you know, something in that line. So I decided just to kind of make some of my own less expensive mods that I think that you guys could, you know, might appreciate, and someone that's on a budget might want to do. The hockey grip tape helps quite a bit with the grip, and this is my go-to blade for my bug out bag. It's my go-to chopper, so you know, it's a good all-around knife, not just a chopper. That's why I carry it. It's strapped to my bug out bag, and this is what I, you know, so it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to look nice. So I added just a paracord lanyard, you know, just to kind of wrap around your wrist, get a little extra leverage when chopping with this knife. Another thing that I do not like about the BK9 is the sheath. It's pretty much not very good. The tweener series, the 16, 17, 15, 16, 17 knives have pretty good sheaths. They have MOLLE attachment, they have, you know, fire steel holder, they have, you know, pretty decent sheaths. This was, it's not a horrible sheath, and I've made it a lot better. But one thing I will say is, you know, you're not paying as much for this knife as you would maybe an SE or a Tops, but you're gonna get, you know, less quality sheath at the same time. So even in my SC3, which is, you know, more or less expensive of the SE knives, came with, you know, MOLLE attachments, came with the belt clip, and it came with a bunch of attachment points and such. So this is one of the things I did not like about it, and I was gonna ditch it and get some Kydex for it. The Kydex is gonna run you 40, 50, 60 bucks unless you got the means to do it yourself, which I do not. And you know, there's some more additional funds. I mean, so you're replacing the sheath, you're replacing the handles, you're, you know, right there, you're at the cost of an SE, so kind of defeats the purpose. Well, what I've done is kind of modified this sheath to my liking, and really it was quite easy. It's not like I did a whole lot. This is the stock sheath, pretty much as you see it. It's got the, you know, the insert there. The button goes over here, holds it in. You've got your extra little sheath if you want to use that little teeny knife that they I got this used, so it didn't come with the little knife, but they come with like a remora, I think they call it. But you could also put a fire still in there. I don't have anything in there currently. I was gonna get another little fire still, just throw it in there, just to have a backup. Maybe I'll put that Everstrike. See if that fits. Check it out. From my last review. Boom. There you go. Found a use for it. But the attachment point is just really just typically this belt loop. That's it. No way really to put it on your pack. Well, what I did is I actually had I was looking at the sheath and noticed it had these little, you know, these little I don't want to call them back here. You know, almost look like it's molly. You know, like somebody could slip molly straps or something through. And I was looking at that and I'm like, I wonder if I could get some molly straps, slip it through there, and you know, then put it on my bag. What I found on Amazon are these Blackhawk speed clips. That's what they're called, and they're designed to work, you know, very similar to what I was explaining. You know, like with the molly straps, is you can put these on molly and strap those on. So I'll show you. I'm gonna bring up my bug out bag and strap this bad boy on there and show you what I mean. So I'm back. 2 seconds. So I've done a video on partial video on this bag before, the Rush 72, but you can see it's got all this molly right here, this Pal's webbing, whatever you want to call it. You can see those clips, and they clip onto that. So they stay secure. It's not coming off. It's not going anywhere. So, you know, they clip on there really nicely. It's secure. But one other thing that you can do, but it's also not that hard to get off if you don't want it. You can kind of just slide it like that. There you go. So then those clip points at the top, right here, they just kind of go into them to the webbing here. Clip on. And like I said, they're pretty secure once you get them on there. They're kind of stiff, so you kind of have to push them in, and I'm not going to mess with that right now on camera just in case I mess it up. But another cool part about this bag is it's got this strap that goes across right here as well. So not only do I have the molly clips there to go onto the molly, but I've got the strap there to hold the knife on. And once it's on there, it's secure. It's not coming off. So that's another little enhancement I made to the sheath of the knife to make it, in my opinion, a lot better. It kind of addressed one of the issues I was having with it. So you can get these clips on Amazon, shoot, $10-15 I think. I'll probably leave a link in the description below. And you can run them through here, and then you can clip them onto any kind of attachment, and there you go. That solved that issue. Tabletop. So those are, you know, some things I did to address some of the shortcomings of the Becker BK9. Modified the sheath to work the way I want it to work, to strap on my pack, to hold it securely on there. Modified, I put a little fire thing in there, saw that. And modified the handle so it just has more grip. It's a very comfortable handle. One thing I will say versus like the SC Hungles and the Ontario Artec 2, the two other ones I was looking at, this kind of blade size, they're a little bit larger blades, but it's got just a really good, really good ergonomics. For my hands, I have medium-sized hands. It's perfect size. The Hungles and the Hungles, or however you say it, and the Artec 2 have really long and really thick handles, and it just didn't feel as comfortable to me. So this knife feels very comfortable in hand. It's very ergonomic, and that tape has really helped make it a lot grippier. So that's actually really helped that situation quite a bit. And this knife, you know, obviously a good camp knife, good chopper. But it's also a good slicer, surprisingly, and it's a good combat knife if you had to, you know. If you had to slice some Zeds like Walking Dead style, this would do the job just fine. Alright guys, that's all I'm going to talk. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this knife. There's tons of reviews out there. I'll put some specs in the information below, but you know, this is a really hyped knife, and when I first got it, I was kind of let down. Jeez Louise, that snap can be hard to put on. There we go. Kind of let down on the knife a little bit because it just, you know, came with a cheap sheath, and it came with, you know, cheap handles, and those are things that can be easily fixed by, you know, doing something like I did, or, you know, going out and buying some micarta handles or some G10, or, you know, having someone make you a Kydex sheath. But I think the real appeal to Becker knives is they give you a really well-made knife, bushcraft type knife, for, you know, a good price. So once you have to go out and spend all that extra money on those things, that kind of negates that. So I was trying to keep it value-minded. These were cheap mods, but they do make the knife work really well for me, and now it's, you know, my go-to knife for my bug out bag. So Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for subscribing. Please hit the thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.